Welcome home. We are WNST, AM 1570, Tassel, Baltimore. We are Baltimore positive. We are positively into some fun here this week. We got March Madness around the corner. We got some conference tournament basketball. Certainly the Ravens on the news, in the news, Ronnie Stanley, Mark Andrews, combine going on. But there have been games being played this week, and I hear about $3 million winners at convenience stores right around the corner from where my radio station is, nearby to where I live, the whole deal. We usually have John Martin here, but because the Pirates and the Orioles are playing spring training baseball, and we're going to get some home run riches in here, as well as some Raven scratch off news as well. We welcome Seth Elkin, our defending champion of all things communications, Pittsburgh Steelers, even the Pittsburgh Penguins, who had an incredible loss this week in their family, as well as all things hockey and Ovechkin. What door do you want? I feel like Monty Hall, Seth. You want some football, some baseball, some home run riches, some lottery winning. We got everything happening here. How you been, man?
We could go any direction you want here. Although it is the winter of discontent for this Pittsburgh sports fan and many others. So the Steelers don't have a quarterback, the Penguins don't have a goaltender, and the Pirates don't have a clue as usual. So,
Man, 8 to
uh,
3, and Ovechkin didn't even score any of the goals,
yeah,
over the weekend. So, yeah, the Ovechkin story's coming in, right? Like, I mean, it feels like hockey, college basketball. We talk so much football, so much baseball. There's this little bit of air. And even then, you've got football and baseball information, but more than that, just a huge winner right here this week, amongst other things, just on a multi-match ticket right here, what you guys love to do.
yeah, our in-state jackpot game, multi-match. We've got three different jackpot games, and a lot of people are familiar with Mega Millions and Powerball because they're sold all over the country and they generate hundreds of millions of dollars in jackpots. But we've also got multi-match, which is only available here in Maryland. You can play for $2. There are two drawings a week, and that jackpot starts at $500,000 and ratchets on up until somebody hits it. And we had somebody hit it on Monday night in Parkville at J Convenience in Parkville. Somebody bought a ticket worth $3.3 million. That's the annuity value. The cash option is $1.92 million. And this was the sixth largest multi-match jackpot in the history of the game. So an exciting time for us, and we're waiting to have that winner come in and celebrate with them. But obviously, a lot of fun when this game gets up to that kind of a level, because $5.1 million is the largest jackpot we've ever had in multi-match. So this one was getting up there. We were hoping it was going to keep climbing for a while because it's a lot of fun when that happens.
Now, the
But
game's similar to Powerball, right? There's a lot of numbers, correct?
yeah, in multi-match, it's a little bit different. For a functions a little bit differently. So multi-match, you get three lines of numbers from a range of 1 to 43. So the range of numbers is considerably smaller than it is when you play Powerball or Mega Millions. And you get three lines of numbers instead of one. So each $2 ticket is giving you three chances to hit that multi-match jackpot. You win the jackpot by matching all six of the winning numbers on any single line of the three on your ticket. But then there are other ways that you can match the winning numbers across all three lines to win smaller prizes. So that's where it gets its name from, multi-match. But that cool thing about it, I think, is that for $2, you get three chances to hit a jackpot, where the odds of hitting that jackpot are considerably better than they are in Powerball or in Mega Millions.
Well, I mean, it's an odds game, right? And my wife loves when it's $400 million and going out and putting 20 bucks down, and like, yeah, I always talk about that. But this is the state's jackpot, and I don't know. You have so many games. We're trying to get over in cash pop, and then the scratch offs come, and then there's second chance, and there's jackpots. It can be a little overwhelming, and I think even when I'm in a place like Costas, and I'm wearing my Fadley shirt, by the way, because we're going to be, I'll be giving away the Magic 8 balls, different ticket, and I give these away anytime I'm out doing the show. So we'll be doing the Crab Cake Tour in the March and April. We're at Coco's on April 30th. We're back at Fadley's. But especially a place like Costas where there's a lot going on. They got Keno, they got racetracks. There's lots of ways to play and game. There's a huge machine with lots of colorful tickets, including, and I showed these to John last week because these sort of shimmer like my Pacifica belt buckles do, the Monopoly tickets that are out there. But there's a lot of ways to win, and the multi-match is one of those things that my wife would be better off playing, and we'd be like rolling out a cool 1.9 million in cash, maybe through taxes once Trump gets done with us, maybe 1 million, 1 million. And that's a lot of money. I mean, like, just even though you're playing with stars in your eyes for 400, $500 million, as she always says, it's always somebody from California that wins. Well, nobody from California wins multi-match, right?
Yeah,
It's
in
always somebody from
multi-match,
Parkville.
you can only you got to be here to play multi-match. So it's our in-state game. We've had this game since 2006, so it's been around a long time. And I think there was a different format of it. It was called Lotto before that. So your old school
See
lottery
that?
players.
Thank you. I haven't used that word forever. I thought it was like, verboten. Like I couldn't say it, but this is the lotto game. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
it
All
was
right.
it was reformatted to be called multi-match in 2006. Now don't ask me what the differences are because that's before my time at the lottery.
Well, you're
I
an
haven't
historian. I mean, this is good enough that you know these things. Seth Elkin is here. He communicates for the Maryland Lottery. So the communication on this is somebody got the ticket as we speak now. They haven't claimed it, correct?
Yep, you got 182 days from the drawing date, and the winner should take a breath, keep that ticket in a safe place, and decide all the options that they want to line up for themselves. And we don't give anybody any specific advice, but anybody that wins a big prize, certainly it's something to consider to maybe seek out whatever financial advice that you feel like you need. So find somebody that you feel is qualified if you feel you need that advice, and you got plenty of time. You got about 6 months to get that lined up before you got to come in and claim. So we hope that person is enjoying the fact that they're holding this winning ticket right now, and we look forward to meeting them.
I hope they do something good with it. Speaking of winners, I have the last remaining. It's like the last dinosaur, the last remaining Raven Scratch. This is the one I was holding up on the air. It's actually a real ticket. And promotions over, except I could probably still cash this ticket because you have 90 days or 180 days. But you have the big winner, the big winner. And I saw Shannon, and I'm hoping to get her on. I know she's a real Raven fan. I had read her story about her dad, and you were a part of this. It's the biggest promotion you do every year. The Ravens scratch off is the most popular lottery item of the year, and winning tickets for 20 years is kind of a big deal. And I had TJ Humphreys on during a Cup of Super Bowl talking about his work in the community, and also Hartford County guy. Hartford County very lucky on the Ravens the last couple of years, huh?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that, and it's great to work with the Ravens on having a nice event for the finalists of our Seats for 20 Years drawing. So we had the 6 finalists. They each won $10,000 for being selected as a finalist. And we had them out at M&T Bank Stadium. They got a tour of the place. They got a tour. They got to go in the Ravens locker room. They got to go in the press box and see the view from all over the stadium. And then they got to see the view from the club level, which is where Shannon Brown, our Seats for 20 Years winner, is going to be sitting for the next 20 years. She won the Seats for 20 Years prize, and was very emotional about it. As you mentioned, she talked about how she lost her father last year, and he was a big Ravens fan, and that a lot of the family's activities took place around watching Ravens games. So, you could tell really that it meant something to her to win this prize and to be there with her family, with her husband and her kids. And now all she got to do is figure out which one of them she's going to bring to each one of those games. So,
See, even though she didn't win 3.3 million, she feels. I mean, she won a lot of money though too, or 10 grand, more than that.
yep. $10,000 prize plus also winning those Seats for 20 years. So really a great prize, and the kind of thing that we're able to do because of the partnership that the lottery has had with the Ravens over the last 16 years now. These are the kinds of prizes that we give away. The reason you mentioned that the Ravens Second Chance promotion is so popular every year is because it gives away prizes that you're really not going to find anywhere else. Seats for 20 years, a chance to travel with the team to an away game, which we had 3 of our winners do in December. They got a chance to go to New
And
York.
Roquan Smith may or may not bring you cheesecake on that trip. What I've
But
learned.
it's a great chance. You get a chance to interact with the players a little bit on that trip, and get a chance to get out of town and watch the team, cheer the team on the road. And we've had a chance to go to a lot of great locations because of that that we've been able to take people to. So Lambeau Field in Los Angeles and a lot of other places that we've gone on the road with the team. So really great prizes that we get as a result of have access to as a result of the partnership that has existed now for more than 15 years between the lottery and the Ravens. So something really valuable and something that I know our players are really attached to as well.
Hold on here. Future opponents, away games this year. Nobody wants to go to Cincinnati or Cleveland. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Um, Buffalo would not be romantic as a trip, but it's a good trip.
Good
Kansas
game.
City. Kansas City's a good trip. Minnesota inside the dome. Skull, Packers, there's a great trip. Depends on how the weather is. I've been there for all 4 seasons in one afternoon once. And Miami, which it's Miami. I mean, it's Miami. It's good. So those are the road trips this year, just to get that in and out. Seth Elkin is here. He is with the Maryland Lottery. We're going to get Shannon on. We're going to talk winners and getting off the Ravens thing. Let's get to baseball a minute. Because you have the best pitcher on earth in the Pittsburgh Pirates and all that. I had Luke on and we were ready to go to Bradenton. I haven't seen a spring training game in Bradenton. I've been a lot of places, a lot of defunct places, Plant City with the Reds. I've been to Lakeland. I've been to Baseball City, Haines City. I've been to Dunedin. I've been through Bradenton, but I've never been to a game there. Luke and I were all set week after next to go down to spring training. We're going to go to Orlando. I was going to see Air Supply at Epcot. I like Air Supply, and it's Flower Fest, and I could drink around the world. So we were going to go to Tampa and see the Orioles play the Yankees, but we were going to go to Bradenton. And then Luke says to me, and I've been crushing him on the air over this last 2 weeks because we're going to go to Toronto for opening day instead, and Getty's going to be there, so that's cool. But he said, we can't go to spring training. It's in the middle of NFL free agency. It's in the tampering period. I can't be at a baseball game during the tampering period. So we're not going to spring training this year. Instead, we're going north of the border to see the opener in March against the Blue Jays. But baseball's here. I mean, you're feeling it. I'm feeling it. John Martin and I got together, Guardians, who advanced a little further than our two teams did last year in the tournament. You got any baseball mojo being a Pirates guy or even just being a Home Run Riches Maryland Lottery guy here? Because I'm sure you put some wrinkles in. And the first wrinkle is this: they moved the fence in left field. There's going to be more home runs. And I told John, probably why John's not here right now, trying to figure out how he's going to pay for this.
Well, yeah, I always look forward to baseball season, even though there's not much to look forward to when you're a Pirates fan. But we definitely look forward
We
to it.
are family.
That's a
I
look
got
back, not a look forward.
Well, I mean, I don't sing that for many people. I hate that song. I hate Sister Sledge. I'm still mad at Omar Moreno and his wife, but I'm trying to find peace with it. It's only been this is what happens when you lose a World Series. You don't get over it. You don't just get over it. You know that every
Well,
time I'm in your office, I don't get over it.
hey, you've won one since then, and which we have not. So
How many
there you go.
Stanley Cups for the Penguins? I've lost
Five.
count. It's
Five
five.
Stanley Cups, and I don't think we'll be adding to that
Was
anytime
that
soon.
three Lemieux, two Crosby, or how?
No, the other way around. Two Lemieux and three Crosby.
Well, five Lemieux because he owns the joint, right?
Well,
I mean,
and,
really,
and
right?
and saved the franchise. Yeah, saved the franchise more than
Is
once.
that real that he saved the franchise? Like that's not that like people would say Peter Angelo saved the Orioles here. He did not, and that's just factual. The team was here; they weren't going anywhere. They had a 30-year lease. Peter Angelos didn't save anything except his pocketbook. But I think the Penguins really were gone though, right? I mean, they going to Nashville. Well, they were going to a bunch of different
On
places.
a number of times. First of all, as a player, because you got to remember this was a moribund franchise. They were the worst team in the league, which is how they got to draft him in the first place. And his presence and play transformed Pittsburgh into a hockey town. Just gave an enthusiasm
All
to
right,
the
I'm
team.
writing down Gene Ubriaco's name right now, and I'm going to text him right now. I'm texting Gene right now and saying you got to come on the show. Keep going. Just because I want to hear that piece of his. Because I was there with Pierre Creamer, dude. I was there with Bill Barry or Bob Barry, whatever his name was. Guy chewed his fingernails and smoked cigarettes. I mean, I covered Penguins Caps games of that era. I went whoo 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 to Larry Murphy long before he wore a Penguins jersey. Trust
Yeah,
me.
in a half empty arena, probably more than likely, until
I attended one NHL All-Star game in my life. Now that the NHL All-Star game, the USA and Canada and Ovi's got Putski, and they're going to get. I mean, that hockey thing last week. It's like the game counted. I mean, it was an exhibition game, but I attended one NHL All-Star game. I should look up the score because it's probably like 15-13 or 16-12. It was at the Igloo.
yep, in Pittsburgh
Gretzky and
in
Lemieux. I have an
1990.
autographed ticket from Gretzky and Lemieux, unused
Yep.
ticket from that game, and my press pass. I met Kenny Albert the night before that game, and we become lifelong friends. So, Pittsburgh's been good to me, Seth. Pittsburgh's been bad to me and good to me at various points.
And you mentioned, you alluded to this, that Pittsburgh suffered a real loss. We lost Mike Lang last week.
Oh my
Uh,
God, right? Like a
yeah.
legend, right?
In as much as what Lemieux did on the ice and as the owner of the team, Mike Lang did from a public relations standpoint as the announcer for 46 seasons of Penguins games. I mean, he is the soundtrack to every significant moment in the history of that franchise, and for decades to come, there will be people who associate his voice with every goal that gets scored. It's impossible not to think of him, whenever the Penguins do something well. Even though he hasn't been behind the mic since 2021, he retired, but is a real loss, and somebody that was part of the family in Pittsburgh. And
Oh, there's no question about that. Seth Elkin is here. He's a Pittsburgh guy, but I like him anyway. Just like I like Mike Tomlin anyway. Just like I liked Rod Woodson and Jerome Bettis. Even Hines Ward, I found something to like about him. Kevin Green, I didn't like him so much. He didn't like me, but we made it work. So, we're getting through all this. Baseball season, Home Run Riches is here.
yeah, we got to turn the page to
I'm not
baseball.
getting any spring training, but I am going to be at opening day in Canada where our team's going to get booed. And I was trying to teach Luke the OK Blue Jay song. Do you know that song? I
I
already sang
don't.
We Are Family. Oh my God, I thought like you're old like me. You remember all these old things. When the Blue Jays were good in the 80s and 90s, they had this seventh inning stretch song, like we do, Thank God I'm a Country Boy. And it's this really hokey Canadian song that the cheerleaders would get on the field with the little Blue Jay Yuppie guy and Mrs. Blue Jay guy. And they would do this. You got a diamond, Nyman, a bat, a ball, and that's not all. What do you want? Let's play ball. And it was okay, Blue Jays, let's play ball. And it referenced Dave Steeb in it. But that doesn't mean anything to you because it's home run riches. But that's when you're cranking it up. Because on opening day, when Gunner hits two, when the newly minted O'Neill hits one, right-handed power. Yeah, they're going to hit four bombs on opening day. So go ahead. Who's going to make some money here?
When you go to Toronto, you'll have a chance to see Anthony Santander. Unfortunately, he's not playing for the right team anymore. Uh,
All I care is that Geddy Lee is there. And if I am accompanied by Rick Emmett of Triumph, even better, but because he's coming on the show next week and he's a baseball head. So I'm trying to put together some sort of, I know you know the political circumstance. I'm trying to make some kumbaya here. I'm trying to go up to Toronto and spread some love through music with Geddy Lee. And I'm even growing my hair and I got my soul. I'm going to Skydome to fix things with Geddy Lee, to fix
I
things. And
I definitely approve of that. If anybody can improve U.S.-Canada relations, it'll be Rush. So that's for sure.
see, now here's right up your alley. Before you get to this home run, before you get to the important Maryland lottery news, Getty has a book coming out on baseball this year because he's the hugest Negro baseball collector in the world. He has the
Right.
largest collection of presidential autographed baseballs in the history of the world. So he is, and he's in Canada. So he has like Dan Rather has been in his home in his study where all of his stuff is and has like walked around to his personal the Getty Cave. And I'm dying to do that. Like that is beyond Royal Albert Hall. I got the Northern Lights in. My bucket list is to see Geddy Lee's baseball collection. But like if Getty takes me, they're gonna have to blindfold me like I've been kidnapped because they're not gonna want me to know where Getty lives. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna sneak me in. But dude, you can tell I'm excited. It's baseball season, man.
Yeah, and we're excited too because the Home Run Riches contestant of the game promotion is getting ready to start back up. So March 3rd is when the new Home Run Riches ticket goes on sale. It's called Home Run Riches Walk-Off Winnings. It's a fast play ticket that you'll be able to buy for $5 at any Maryland Lottery retailer. Fast play games, of course, are generated on demand by the terminals and the vending machines. So it's not a scratch off that you've got to go find it in stock somewhere. It's going to be available at any lottery retailer. The instant prizes, of course, on the ticket itself, including a progressive top prize that starts at $40,000. But you'll be able to enter any Home Run Riches walk-off winnings ticket into your My Lottery rewards account for a chance to be a contestant of the game. So once again, we will draw 162 winners, one for every
That's a lot of
Orioles,
winners. That's a lot more
one
winners than you draw for the Ravens, really,
one
right?
for every Orioles regular season game. They play 10 times as many games. So we got 10 times as many winners, and we draw them a month at a time. So the first drawing for the first 31 games of the season up through April will be on the 24th of March. So you've got most of the month of March to buy your tickets and get them entered. And you get $500 for being selected as a contestant of the game.
Now,
You
how do
get
you get selected? You get an email, you get a call. Does Doug call you? What happens? Or is your
you'll
name just listed on the website?
you'll see your name listed on the website because we do publish those. There'll
Then
be a
then you'll know it's
calendar,
official. It's not
and
like, hey, you've won $3.3 million and like you think it's like a scammo call.
you'll get an email. You'll get an email as well, but you will be able to go
People
on
don't
MD.
believe official emails. They don't believe calls. I've had Doug on the show before.
Well,
So I'm just saying if I win, put it on the website and then I'll be like, all right, looks
that's the
official.
great thing about our second chance promotions is that under the rules of those promotions, the winners' names are published on our website, so you can always go to mdlottery.com and take a look and see who the winners are, and you can verify that if you get that email, that you know it's for real. So you'll be $500 for winning. You'll be assigned to a game, and then you get $500 for each home run that the Orioles hit in your game, and you get $5,000 if the home run is a grand slam. So we're hoping for a lot more Orioles home runs. Unfortunately, we don't have Anthony Santander. He's playing for the Blue Jays when you go to see them on the opening day game. That's 105 home runs over the last 3 years that he's hit that the Orioles have lost. So
Can we make a
just
special rule just for the weekend? If he hits one, we can give the money anyway, or no?
I wish we could. I wish we could. He's responsible for $52,500 worth of home run riches payments to lottery players over the last 3 seasons. So I wish that were possible.
John Martin's glad to get rid of him because they're moving the fences in. They moved the fences in again, Seth.
I'm glad they did that. It needed to be done, I think. Don't you agree?
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of bored with it at this point. Just fix it and make the taxpayers not pay for it all, and let's, you know what I mean? Like, just play ball.
It was
That's the Blue
frustrating
Jay
though.
song. Let's
It was
play ball. That's what I'm saying.
was frustrating how many long fly balls to left field over the last couple seasons were hit that would have been home runs or should have been.
Imagine
And
how Ryan Mountcastle feels about it, come arbitration time. Seth Elkin is here. He communicates for the Maryland Lottery. He's also a big sports fan, and I always love having him on, even though he's on the the other side. I had Pat Scarry on this week from Towson. I mean, they're winning. They're the one seed in their conference tournament next week, and they were black and gold. And I told him, I said, between you and UMBC, Parkville High, there's not a lot of black and gold in my life, but your like whole office, it feels like I've crossed the border through Somerset County or something when I'm in your office.
I love my memorabilia. Yes. I don't
Do
have any
all
of the,
sandwiches come served with coleslaw and French fries in your office?
if they're for real, yeah, that's the way it's supposed
All
to
right.
be.
Just make sure I'm not gonna get you any cheap lunch meats. Did I miss anything? I mean, 'cause I'm gonna be giving away the Magic 8 balls on the 6th of March. We're gonna be back down at Fadley's doing a cup of Super Bowl one more time. I'm bringing down preparing youth for tomorrow. I've got to reach out to the American Cancer Society. There's a rumor that the great Mark Viviano has some things he has on his chest he wants to get off his mind to come join me as well. So we're going to be doing the Crab Cake Tour. Did I get everything in? Monopoly's out on the street right there. Very colorful tickets. Big scratch off. We got big winners. Obviously, still Powerball. Mega Millions is changing some rules soon. So we'll get to that. But just a lot going on. Springtime, right? Almost.
Yeah, that Monopoly, you held up those Monopoly tickets a little bit earlier. We got the next Monopoly second chance drawing is coming up March 10th, and that will be the first of the rolling cash jackpot prizes that'll be awarded. So each month we've got Monopoly drawings and giving away a bunch of $5,000 prizes, but then there are 3 rolling cash jackpot prizes where the amount of the prize is increasing as tickets are being sold, and then it'll hit on March 10th or March 11th is actually the drawing date. March 10th is the deadline to enter. And the first rolling cash jackpot will be awarded at that point. The current rolling cash jackpot, as
you keep calling it the
and
rolling cash jackpot, and I keep thinking it's the community chest. I play Monopoly, so I'm just saying it's a Monopoly game. Go ahead.
You don't want
community chest says
it's your chance to raid the bank. That's right.
I like that.
right now, as we speak, it's more than almost $102,000 is the current rolling cash jackpot amount, but it'll continue to ratchet up until we get to March 11th when that drawing takes place. So I got your chance. I'll get all the Monopoly tickets are out there now, ranging from $1 on up to I believe $30. And plenty of options there, and plenty of chances to enter and get into the second chance promotion.
Everybody always wanted to be the race car. I was happy being the thimble or, whatever it was, but you roll the dice. Get out of jail free card, baby. That's all you need. And that keeps you off of rolling on St. John's Place and Tennessee Avenue in New York and having to pay me because I bought the orange properties always because everybody went to jail in Monopoly. Everybody was a sinner. Seth Elkin is here. The Monopoly tickets are beautiful. They're out. I do not have any of these because I still have Magic 8 Balls, but I'm going to be changing that because I'm running low on Magic 8 Balls. So once we get into March, I hope to have some Monopoly scratch-offs from Roz on the Maryland Crab Cake Tour. We're back at Coco's on April 30th. We're at Fadley's on April 2nd. I'm putting together a thing in Hartford County. I'm putting a thing together back at Costas, and I'm putting a really cool thing together in August to eat all of my favorite foods for our 27th anniversary. And a big appreciation to all of our friends at the Maryland Lottery putting things together. Home Run Riches, alive and well, happening. We got our tickets for life winner Shannon. I think she's going to be joining us in the coming weeks as well. We'll talk some Ravens football. Luke is monitoring all things Orioles and Ravens. I have had just an unbelievable week of guests. I mean, Hank Azaria has been here this week talking Simpsons and Bruce Springsteen. Julie Sharper has been here with the journalism side of the Justin Tucker story. Just had great guests. Jim Williams, my dear friend and media insider here on the ESPN baseball breakup, and the aforementioned Pat Scarry, Towson head coach, joined us as well. Oh, also John Palumbo from Crack the Sky, another Pittsburgh guy, going to join us this week, talk some rock and roll. And I have Gary Williams on the schedule, and people think, oh, the sweater, the Hall of no, the other Gary, different Hall of Famer Gary Williams, Gary Digital Williams, who just entered the Coppin State Hall of Fame last week for his work with Coppin State as their longtime MC, and also a great Beltway boxing friend of mine. So plugs for all of the segments you'll be hearing here all week, including Luke and I talking a lot about pitching, a lot about the ABS strike zone thing. I was always happy with that because I was a little guy. I got a better strike. I got the preferred strike zone, better than Aaron Judge's strike zone, I think, or Dave Winfield. I am Nestor. It's baseball season, and I have it on the tip of my tongue. I have calls out to Steve Trout. I have calls out to who else did I hit last week? I hit Sam Perlazzo, Steve Trout, Sisto Lescano. I've hit Gene Ubriaco since I've been on the call here. We are going to be getting some serious old school baseball friends and foes on this program here this year because I'm back into baseball and it's going to be fun. It's all that home run riches talk.